So good afternoon, students. In this session we will have a revision or a fast recap on English language teaching. The earliest and the first method in English language teaching is the grammar translation method, which is also called classical method, because classical texts like Julius Caesar, Shakespeare's sonnets, Milton or Dryden's works were prescribed in a general English class. The objective being the learners will celebrate classical texts. In 1880s or 1890s, the objective of learning English was not communicative competence. It was not to work in an IT company. Rather, it was to celebrate Western classical text. And in this method, rules after rules after rules were memorized by the learners. The teacher usually uses mother tongue, and grammar was given importance. Translation, the teacher will translate the text from the target language to the mother tongue. Antonyms and synonyms will be given in isolation. See, when you learn the definition for pragmatics, what is pragmatics? The meaning of a word is determined by its context. That is pragmatics. But here, context is not given, just the word in isolation will be given in antonyms and synonyms. And what the learner does? The learner is supposed to fit into rote learning. Rote learning, R-O-T, meaning memorize. So this is grammar translation method. The second method, which came as a direct opposition to grammar translation method, is the direct method. And in this method, mother tongue is totally restricted. And what does the teacher do? Brings the object or the photograph of the object and explains it. For example, to explain crow, you cannot catch a crow and bring, right? So, to explain a tiger or a crow, the teacher will give the bring the picture. And if it is an apple, probably the teacher may bring in an apple to the class, and which is restricted. Mother tongue is restricted, and which skill is given more importance? Listening and speaking. Here, reading and writing are not given importance. In grammar translation, what are the skills? Predominantly it is reading and writing. Okay. And the third method is situational language teaching. So SLT, probably a set of 2,000 to 3,000 words get repeated in a language, and therefore the learning English or acquiring English can be done through certain shortcuts within a very short period of time. And what does the teacher do? Teaches lexis and gives a lot of importance to sentence structures. And these sentence structures are practiced in situations. That is why it is called situational language teaching. Drills will be given in the class so that these structures become acquired in the learner's brain. Again, the fourth one is, what is there on the book? Bilingual method, which is mixing up both grammar translation and direct method. Okay, then. Textbook method, it was introduced by Richard West. It is also called reading method. And who introduced direct method? Goethe. Okay. In reading method, the teacher prescribes or gives a text to the learners to read. And what does Richard West believe? For Indian learners, which is easy and which is efficient? Reading is the most efficient way to acquire the language for Indian learners according to West. Okay, next one. Audiolingual method. Received pronunciation is used here, and it was introduced by the Defense Ministry of America, and that is why it is called Army method, and it was introduced in 1944. And what is received pronunciation? Standard English that is spoken by the high class in a particular region in England, that is called received pronunciation. And this received pronunciation will be in audio cassettes. And during the Second World War, the soldiers were given these cassettes and they need to listen and repeat. And this is based on behaviorist psychology. Next method. Immersion. I will give you this example. Anybody in America speaks English. Somebody who is there who is born and brought up in America speaks English. Anybody in England who is brought up and born speaks English. The same thing with us. All of us are able to speak in Tamil because we are immersed in that language. Everything around us is in that target language. And if you emulate, if you are able to reproduce such a scenario in a college or in a school, the learners will automatically pick up that language. If everything around the learner is in English, automatically what will the learner do? He will be immersed and he will start to speak in English. Next method. Community language learning, also called council learning. It was introduced by Charles A. Current, where the role of the teacher is that of a counselor. The learners will be sitting in a group, in a circle, and they will be working out tasks and they will be acquiring the language. And what does the teacher do? Gives certain valuable suggestions. Just like how you can enhance your language by listening to Hindi in English news channels. Because what are the things that happen simultaneously? Listening, reading, and at the same time the context is presented in front of you in the form of videos. Okay, next. Silent way. All the time the teacher speaks, therefore the learner does not get an opportunity to speak. Therefore the teacher needs to be silent. So that is the significance of the word silent. Who needs to be silent? The silence of the teacher marks the speaking skills, or initiates the speaking skills of the learners. So that is silent way. It was introduced by Gatigno. Then suggestopedia. It is based on behavior. It is based on meditation. When the learner's brain is more suggestive, they will pick up language better. So that is it is introduced by Losner. Thank you.